and Abhishek ji will be helping him. Obviously, contribution they will be there from the TEV team wherever required, the entire TEV team. We'll try to cover this session in 1 hour's time, if it is possible. Then we'll have a half an hour's time slot for government advisory team. So Sagar will be taking that session, and he'll be introducing the government advisory, what exactly we are doing, what we have done, and what we plan to do. What was the attendance yesterday? Amit, Soni, Lokesh, anybody can tell me?
73, sir.
73. Today we are just 48.
अभी I think 5-10 मिनट में सब लोग ज्वाइन कर लेंगे.
Already 9:34. So is it difficult to join at 9:30 also? Really difficult to understand.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Sonal ma'am.
Good morning. I think connect करते करते भी टाइम लग जा रहा है, किसी का इंटरनेट की कनेक्टिविटी की प्रॉब्लम आ रही है.
Then start at 9:28, 9:27. Everybody is experience holder now. So 9:35, I think we can start now. So, Amit?
Yes, sir.
Please take over.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Amit here from Gujarat Resurgent India. So basically, I would be taking the sessions which I have subdivided into what is the objective, purpose, contents, and the pitching segment. So to start off with, since we have a lot of audiences who are aware about what is the prerogative of conducting a TEV study, and some of them might have understood or come across with this terminology that what TEV study is all about. So basically, what is the objective of conducting a TEV study is very simplified. As the abbreviation suggests, TEV, it means techno-economic viability. So basically, we cover the rationalized and unbiased comprehensive subject for the project in totality. So why do lenders require TEV study is only because of the prerogative. They consider us as Resurgent India, that we are a third party assessment, or moreover it can be also said as neutral assessment. So we propose the business and the project along with the opportunities and threats which are present in the current scenario. Post that, now the question remains that what is the purpose? I mean, why it is needed? Why there is a TEV study? Why we are empaneled with banks? ये TEV study होती क्यों है? The reason is very simple. We live in an economy wherein which we keep on emerging with a lot of projects, whether it's a greenfield, brownfield, or restructuring. To simplify it further, when I say greenfield, it's about a new project. As a promoter, if he's going to infuse first time his capital and he's approaching the bank in terms of procuring some funds, so the bankers want an independent assessment, because lenders, they can check the financial viability, but on the technical and marketing part of the project or of the proposed business, they need to understand more exhaustively with some of the people who are there in the industry. So there where exactly Resurgent India comes into picture. On the brownfield front, let's say the promoter is already having a project. To give you a simplified example, Resurgent India Limited is already a registered entity. For example, if we go in an expansion mode and we look forward in terms of raising up the fund from the banking fraternity, the banks would ask that we need to check the enhancement or the expansion part. So that's basically the brownfield projects and brownfield expansions are all about. The third and one of the most important element of conducting a TV study from the lending institutions is onto the restructuring front. When I say restructuring, any of the account which are having particular stress, they are not able to pay the interest regularly, they are hitting into special mention accounts, whether it's first category, second category, the bank propose Resurgent India or a TV consultant to ascertain that what is the viability. So when I say what is the viability, they in broader terms, they are trying to understand whether this particular company or account even has a consequences that it can breathe for 10% of oxygen in a very simplified way. So our approach and methodology remains that we are here to vet the project report, vet the financial restructuring proposal, and to give a bank an unbiased approach from the angle of technical assessment, financial part, and the marketing element. Anyone has any question up till now? Okay. So now question comes that why TV study is so important. Here we have already covered about what is the objective, why TV is needed, but what are the contents, what are the dimensions or what are that pillars of a TV study that makes it unique in a way that bankers rely on these kind of studies. So basically this approaches covers 4 major dimensions. One is the neutral assessment. Second is it improves the funding prospects. Third is the exhaustive marketing angle. When I say exhaustive marketing angle, it is not only about secondary research. आप टीवी स्टडी किसी भी इंडस्ट्री में करवा लीजिए, चाहे वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो, चाहे वो रियल एस्टेट हो. इनफैक्ट रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर में शायद टेक्निकल एंगल बहुत इन डिटेल कवर नहीं होता है, बट इट्स मोर अबाउट प्राइमरी सर्वे. एक अच्छी और एक अनबायस्ड टीवी स्टडी का सबसे बड़ा थंब रूल ये होता है कि उसमें प्राइमरी सर्वे बहुत एग्जॉस्टिव होना चाहिए. व्हेन आई से प्राइमरी सर्वे मींस it's a real time data collection of a company along with the counterparts and peers.
And it सर्कुलर का क्या व्यू ले रहे हो, ये जो आया है कि अगर कोई अकाउंट अगर जनवरी फरवरी में अकाउंट ऐसे में है तो आप लोग उसे सेम पोजीशन पे लेके जा रहे हो या बेसिकली यू आर मेकिंग एज एनडीए?
सर ये
आई थिंक मनीष जी म्यूट करना भूल गए. वो अलग चल रहा है. आप कंटिन्यू करो सेशन.
Okay. So apart from neutral assessment, improves funding prospects and exhaustive marketing angle, it also covers about highlighting the risk areas. हम risk areas में we cover in detail SWOT analysis, which covers the strength, weakness, opportunity and threats. So SWOT analysis can only be designed once the marketing and the technical part of the know-how of the project comes into picture. In normal industry, wherever you people are located in India, every particular state has some identified clusters. To name them, for example, it could be textile, it could be ceramics, it could be steel. But let's say the banker is proposing first time a funding parameter to a project which has never stepped inside the country. So now the question remains that because you don't have a counterpart comparison also, how do you go about it? So there exactly SWOT analysis and primary survey hits the bang on target which banker is looking forward to assess. कई बार क्या होता है कि बैंक्स में ऑलरेडी बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्री की फंडिंग एग्जिस्टिंग होती है, तो उनको ब्रॉडर अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ जाती है कि अच्छा इसमें ये प्रोडक्ट रहेगा, इसमें ये प्लांट एंड मशीनरी आ रही है. But every particular project, despite of the fact the bank has already funded them, still comes with a unique angle. So what I'm trying to explain here is that two textile projects cannot be identical. There has to be some or the other gaps or possibly a discrimination part even within two projects which lies in the same industry. Taking forward that what all contents we have in TV study, what is our methodology, how do we go about in terms of furnishing a TV study. So as I mentioned some time back, it critically comes across with technical, commercial and strategic part. to start off with technical, what we do is we evaluate the entire technology, we get into the assessment of process, we check the relevance of plant and machinery, which is one of the most imperative part. We also get into assessment of other inputs, utility requirements, infrastructure assessment, manpower, and most importantly, assessment of the implementation schedule. To slightly explain you in a more simplified way, हम कभी भी जब नया प्रोजेक्ट लगाते हैं तो हमारे पास एक implementation schedule होता है जिसके अंदर कुछ basic headers होते हैं. Land होता है, building होता है, plant and machinery, civil, ancillary and other. So what we do the thorough assessment of plant and machinery. We evaluate the land documents and other portions which bankers, they don't have that kind of a expertise in-house. Financially is something wherein which they can definitely assess whether you are talking about DSCR or the projections part or what is the viability of the project. Then comes the commercial part. The commercial part broadly contains the market analysis, demand and supply assessment, local demand assessment, and the competitive analysis. See, competitive analysis is very subjective. It depends from industry to industry कि हम TV study में उसका approach कैसे रखते हैं. अगर end product first time उस particular cluster में state में पहली बार आ रहा है तो but obviously कि counter peers के informations would be very restricted. But if it's a ongoing project for any of the established cluster, whether I say steel, engineering, pharmaceutical, automobiles, so our approach changes. So we also need to assess onto the secondary research. हम जब primary survey करते हैं, वो primary survey करने के बाद जब हम data collection करते हैं, वो data collection को हम cross verify करते हैं secondary research, and that's how the entire commercial part comes into picture. Then comes a financial part. Financial part is basically about vetting of project. So whenever a project sponsor, for example, a promoter or a fund arranger, he comes with an exhaustive detailed project report. So our job is to vet the financial projections given by that particular promoter to the lending institution. तो हम उसमें ये check point करके बताते हैं कि आने वाले tenure में, let's say if he is proposing to pay 10 rupees within a horizon of 10 years, so what is the viability? How he is going to derive the revenue? What is the source of the cash flow? What is his individual contribution? कि अगर वो 10 rupees बैंक से मांग रहा है तो what is his bifurcation? I mean, has he infused his 2 rupees? So we check all those detail elements. Any questions so far? Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Amit. Couple of things. Just wanted a little clarity on.
Yes, ma'am.
Do private sector banks also require a TV? But the PSU, I think it's mandatory. But do the private sector banks also ask for a TV study when a client goes for funding there?
Ma'am, there is no as such rule book that private banks, from the compliance angle, they have to depend on the TV study. But there are a handful of banks which we have explored in past wherein which they have asked for TV studies. See, technically what happens is that whenever there is a TV study, it gives a lender that little edge in terms of understanding the project onto the whole.
I agree.
So what we try to pitch to private banks is because their TAT in terms of sanctioning and disbursement remains very fast. So they have an in-house team, and more so ever, we have also discovered in past that private sector banks, they take a funding decisions more onto the collateral angle.
Right.
So they are slightly reluctant when it comes to funding the greenfield projects. So technically speaking, let's say there is X company which is already funded by State Bank of India, and ICICI Bank is taking over that mandate.
Right.
So they already have that proven track record. But having said that, at least personally speaking, I have come across with couple of private bankers. They have asked for TV studies, despite of the fact we are not empaneled with them. So
next question, I just want to, sorry. Complete.
Yeah. So the whole objective is that one should not restrict with the prerogative or a preconceived notion कि नहीं private banks TV study नहीं करवाती है. They should be aware about what are the fabbing part of TV study. I mean, feature, advantages and benefits. And you can always tell them in terms of that what are the contents of TV study, how it can be instrumental for you to derive at a lending decisions further.
Okay. And I don't think we empaneled with any of the private sector banks for a TV, right?
No, it's not needed as of now, because we have checked in past with couple n number of banks, handful of banks, whether you talk about ICICI, SDFC, Axis, Kotak. So technically, if a agency which is already empaneled with handful of majority PSU banks, they don't have any reluctancy in acceptability of a TV study.
Okay, great. So मतलब अगर private sector में हमारे को कोई TV करना है अगर, तो we don't need to be empaneled there.
Correct. Correct.
So okay, so that can be done. And what is the timeline that we generally talk about? I'm sure, depends from project to project, but for a TV to be completed end to end, what is the general timeline we talk about?
Ma'am, normally speaking, it's an ongoing question that keeps on coming either from the banking fraternity, either from the promoter side, that what is the timeline that you guys would take on a TV study. But the answer remains very subjective. That see, technically, once we roll out our exhaustive and preliminary list of informations and documents, so after that, we consider in our division the 0 day as 80% of information and documents received. कई बार क्या होता है कि ये एक misconceptual part है कि, for example, today I have met a banker and let's say there is a TV study wherein which they have given me a confirmation of going ahead for the project. So that doesn't mean that my work is getting started from today. Now it also depends, because the heart and the kidney part of TV study are considered as financial model and the plant and machinery quotations.
Right.
So some of the imperative documents, if you have already received, on a bandwidth note, you can still tell them that we would take at least 9 to 11 working days. When I say 9 to 11 working days, it means that my 70% of the information and documents are collected. We would conduct an exhaustive site visit. We'll have a management discussion, and after that, we'll release the first draft or a watermark report.
Okay. Okay. Great. So primarily then, in case, because generally when we are also doing a little BD part on the TV side, the clients come back generally ask, okay, what is the timeline that we talk about for a TV? So on a safer side, we can talk about 15 to 20 days, right?
15-20 days could be on higher side, but yeah, definitely you can surely quote any.
On the safer side, क्योंकि हम ये नहीं expect करते हैं कि आज हमने checklist दी और कल documents आ गए. There's a lot of time these guys take to collate on the data and documents as well.
Correct.
So probably on the safer side, we can talk about 15-20 days, right?
Right. See, ideally speaking, if it is a greenfield project, a new project, then our timeline gets synchronized by 7 to 9 working days. But if it's a brownfield or a more complex mandate like restructuring, so what happens is, in those kind of a mandates, the bankers keeps on asking the real-time changes into the financial modeling on everyday basis. So we don't have to cover only the standalone financials. We have to cover the existing and expansion one. So we have to show that bridge in terms of consolidated financial to the banker.
Okay. Okay.
Adding on to the same, कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि we also need to understand before committing the timelines कि ये forward integration हो रहा है या backward integration हो रहा है. Sometimes the projects are more about captive consumption. Sometimes the projects are more about enhancement their production capacity. So we have to understand the technicalities. But yes, on a nutshell, you can definitely confront anywhere between 12 to 15 working days.
Done. Sure. Thank you, Amit. Thanks for the clarity. Please carry on.
Yeah. So Amit, there are two questions. One, Ashim wants to ask something.
Yeah.
And before he asks, there is a question Sujay has asked in the chat.
Okay.
He is saying that he has spoken to the Axis head in Kolkata, and he has been given the feedback that there is an empanelment in Axis Bank.
Okay.
Bombay team to take care of the same. So,
Sujay, one understanding that I could bring across, either in Gujarat or else in Bombay, we have delivered handful of TV studies here. Okay. So ideally speaking, initially when we had started exploring that Axis Bank or any other private sector bank, do they require empanelment process or not? So sometimes what happens is that the best way how you can go about it, you can carry a latest sample disclaimer TV study. So when the TV is brought onto the table, so we have delivered at least 4 to 5 mandates for Axis Bank in particularly. So technically they have taken our TEV studies, whether it was for CBB, which is corporate banking group, whether it was for SME. So I have not seen that element that we are not empanelment as such, because we also have a lot of competitors into the industry. So those competitors, they also don't have a empanelment. But still, if you want, I can still cross check with the Bombay team that whether they have started this new process or not, because in this financial year also we have executed couple of TV studies for Axis Bank in particular. But I can surely cross check and I can get back to you onto the same.
Thank you so much. Actually, last time, last 2 weeks back when Jyoti ji was in town in Calcutta, so we had met
Right.
the Axis head, and she clearly said that there was a TV case which we have given to the team who are impaneled with us. So that is why I thought कि एक बार
Okay.
आपसे बात करनी है.
Sujay, I have a counter question which you can say to a lender. Okay. Hypothetically, let's assume that Sujay has come up with a project and he has already conducted a TV study from Resurgent India. So as a promoter, the market is open for you. So whomsoever gives you a better exotic sanction letter, whether it is Axis, HDFC or SBI, at some or the other point of time, TV study would play an imperative role, right? So let's say the promoter carries the Resurgent India TV study to Axis Bank. I don't see a possibility that Axis Bank would say कि नहीं हम ये TV study इसलिए accept नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि आप हमारे panel पे नहीं हैं. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So ideally speaking, it's a lender's vested interest also, because when he is preparing a processing note and if a TV study is more relevant for him, he will get 70% of your content from TV study in terms of designing his processing note, and it would curtail down the entire stipulated time from sanction or from NBG clearance to the disbursement. So you are definitely adding some value factor. So that you can explore.
ठीक है अमित.
Yeah.
I think you can, Sujoy, you can speak to the guy who has said that there is an empanelment process and tell him that we have already done, TVs for Axis Bank.
Axis Bank, right. Right.
Right. So, and take it offline with Amit if something else needs to be done.
Sure, I'll do
right?
that, sir. Sure, I'll do that.
Right. Ashim, you can ask your question.
Yeah, I was just asking that whether this TV and lenders engineering job are one and the same thing or they're different.
No, Ashay. In fact, to simplify your answer, it's like flipping the coin. One side is the head, the second side is the tail. I'll explain you why LI is completely contradictory to TV. See, the principal element of TV study is to assess before the sanctioning part takes place for the relevant lending institution to derive at a decision whether this project is viable or not viable, right? Wherein which
Yes.
lenders independent engineering report is more about that whether the funds post sanctioning, now when the bank would get into the disbursement stage, as stated by the TV consultant, whether he is achieving his completion date on time. So every bank has level of disbursement. It could be monthly or quarterly. So for example, if Sujay has, if Ashim has already given me a sanction of 10 rupees, okay. So now I stated Ashim before taking sanction of 10 rupees that I'll deploy 1 rupee for civil part, 1 rupee for the land development, 50 paisa for plant and machinery. So now Ashim wants to understand that the fund which would now start getting disbursed is actually getting deployed in the same fashion or not. So that is basic rule of lenders independent engineering part. So ideally speaking, TV consultant and LI consultant should not be identical, ideally. Because then it brings a conflict of interest. तो अगर हम TV study कर रहे हैं तो उस प्रोजेक्ट में हम LI करने से थोड़े से रिलक्टेंट रहेंगे. पर हाँ, अगर लेंडिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन हमें प्रपोज करती है कि आप ही है, you know the in and out, then we have to take those subjective calls. But LI study always comes across post sanctioning and during disbursement part. It's more about, as the name suggests, lenders independent engineering. It revolves more around the technical centric of the project.
Okay.
So
And what is the difference between then TV and feasibility study? It's how are they different? In feasibility study also they do financial analysis. In TV also financial analysis is done. In feasibility also technical
see,
analysis assessment is done. Then
Ashim,
how
what
it
I
is
feel,
different?
Ashim, what I feel is that, see, as you correctly pointed out, that there are a lot of this unique misconceptions into the industry, that what is the difference between a feasibility and TV. As the name suggests, feasibility is a very generic part. It could be a marketing feasibility, it could be a technical feasibility, it could be a financial feasibility. But TV study is more about covering all the three dimensions in totality. So when a banker or a promoter or a consultant says कि एक feasibility study करवानी है, so we need to introspect by asking him a questions that, sir, this feasibility is what? I mean, what feasibility I have to find out. So if it is a market feasibility, then yes, we can undertake. If it's a financial feasibility, then the understanding part remains कि ये financial feasibility का end objective क्या है, you know? So if there is TV study which is conducted, still if he is asking for financial feasibility, apart from this, the banking part, the feasibility reports are ideally utilized by the corporates. I'll tell you how. So for example, if Ashim is deciding in future that I want to venture out into this business, but I am slightly obscure about the part कि इसका market segment कैसा रहेगा, तो वहां पे वो feasibility बहुत बड़ा role play करती है. So I hope I am clear what is the difference between feasibility and TV.
Yeah.
So, Amit, similarly, Sunil Gupta ji has asked, please differentiate between DPR and TEV.
Okay. So, Sunil sir, the detailed project report basically comprises of the projections and the profile, the basic generic part of the project that the promoter or a consultant gives to the bank. In a nutshell, it gives a exhaustive coverage कि ये project किस बारे में है, हम क्या प्रपोज करना चाहते हैं, हम कहाँ से प्लांट एंड मशीनरी लाएंगे, हमारे प्रोजेक्शंस ऐसे रहेंगे, हम आपको we would pay.
हाँ, एक इसमें point है कि TV is like done by impaneled people who are impaneled with banks and lenders, some authentic like big consultants. So it's like more authenticated. DPR can be prepared in house.
Correct. But TV study, the significant or the imperative difference between DPR and TV is TV is to vet the DPR. DPR is basically a summarized form of the projections what I am proposing. It doesn't speaks about the viability. So technically, if I'm proposing a ceramic unit and let's say I am coming across to the banker by saying that, sir, this is how my DPR is. It covers the management profile in detail. It covers the financial part. I have also captured the marketing part. The banker would not rely on that because he would feel that he has a kind of a biased approach, because he himself is proposing that project and he himself has given those projections. So TV is basically about cross evaluation and assessment checkpoints by doing a exhaustive vetting on DPR. So that's how TV study stands apart, because every chapter we have a conclusive summary that whether it's technical, economical, financially viable. So we have those conclusions wherein which DPR doesn't have that angle. It doesn't talks about the viability part. It but naturally goes about that it's a viable only. So I hope I am clear, Sunil sir.
Sunil ji, are you satisfied with the answer?
Sir, Sunil Gupta this side.
Please carry on.
Yes, sir.
I'll just want to add, one portion that has been clearly said that DPR may be prepared by internally as well. Maybe in sometimes it is prepared from external source, which is again a reliable source. But yes, my major question has been answered. Thank you very much.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir.
Hello, Vijay. I
Yes,
have a
sir.
question that probably I missed out. Whether TV is governed by any rules or it is like a mandatory before doing any activity for like funding or restructuring. or is act as only a tool for making a lending decisions or for doing the restructuring?
Sir, it's a very imperative question. Thanks for asking this, because it's a need of an hour that for a TV consultant to understand कि हमारा scope of work कहाँ पे खत्म होता है, ठीक है? It is not only about कि हम viability check करते हैं, हम एक exhaustive report बना के बैंक को दे देते हैं. Sometimes we have to extend our support in terms of getting outside the scope of work of TV. ठीक है? I'll quote an interesting example. We delivered a TV study which was into infrastructure. So technically, once we were evaluating the shareholding part, we thought that SPV formation, couple of board of directors' name were missing out into that SPV. So we thought of suggesting the lenders that, sir, you should take a independent legal vetting onto or you should seek a legal opinion onto the shareholding part. So then there was an ongoing discussion between bankers, promoters, and us that this is not part of a TV study. They should not get into that. Okay. To give another example is, we also get into a lot of government policies checkpoints. So every particular state, for example, if I'm talking from Gujarat, we have a GPCB classification, which is Gujarat Pollution Control Board. So we also get into a lot of intangible approvals. अब सर ये depend करता है कि ये project किस nature of industry में. हमने कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स ऐसे किए हैं जैसे कि केमिकल सॉल्वेंट्स है. अब केमिकल सॉल्वेंट्स के जो रॉ मटेरियल्स होते हैं वो एक्सप्लोजिव्स होते हैं, तो हमें उसमें ये कवर करके बैंकर को बताना पड़ता है कि सर इसमें सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के अप्रूवल लाइसेंसेस आर इन प्लेस आल्सो और नॉट. सो ऑफनली क्या होता है सर कि हम DSCR और सेंसिटिविटी एनालिसिस के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करते हैं, पर कई बार अगर इनटेंजिबल अप्रूवल नहीं है पिक्चर में, तो हो सकता है कि बैंक अगर वो डिस्बर्स भी कर देगा तो आगे जाके वो प्रोजेक्ट वुड स्टैंड एज नल एंड वॉइड. So who's accountable for that? So as you correctly had asked this question, so it depends on what project we are catering, what nature or what scope of work we have. So sometimes when we talk internally with our team, हम कई बार formally वो चीज TV study में mention नहीं करते, but we definitely believe, which is called as informed risk. We mention this part to the banker that, sir, you should definitely checkpoint these all elements. If he says that, Amit, can you incorporate the same in our TV study? Then we take those kind of additional scope of work.
Okay.
Thank you, Amit. I think you have explained the scope very well. But I guess what Dinesh was asking was whether TV is mandatory. If it is, then whether RBI has prescribed, or is it as per bank's policy?
Sir, it is as per bank's policy. It depends every bank to bank. So for example, some of the bank, when they take a lending decision which is over and above 5 crore of term loan, so they can go for a TV study. Some tier 1 PSU banks have an internal rule that until and unless 25 crore of term loan, above that they only ask for a TV study. But having said that, we have also done TV study for a project size of 3.5 to 4 crores. So
it's more on about the bank policies.
Yeah.
We have a rules and regulation for.
Sir, technically speaking, from the promoter and from the consultant side, they find this to be additional cost. So they would always try to fight with the lenders that why TV study is needed. So ये छोटा ही project है, So as per rule book, there are certain criteria from bank to bank which mentions that what component of funding over and above the TV study is mandatory. Wherein with certain set of banks, they also believe that, okay, even they want to take a TV study which is not part of their rule book as such, they can still take it. Then it's up to the promoter side whether he wants to take that funding decision from that bank or he can switch over his file from that particular bank to some other bank. So definitely, sir, on let's say greenfield and brownfield, these all criteria are there. Even onto the restructuring front, there are mandatory rules from bank to bank. So they have already. Yeah, absolutely right, sir. Absolutely right.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure, sir.
Amit, Naveen is asking what type of experts we need to do the TV.
Naveen sir, what we look forward is the engineering background people, number one. And when I say engineering background, it doesn't only talks about the mechanical or to the technical part. Sometimes हमें थोड़ा सा cluster को break करके sub cluster को समझना पड़ता है. So for example, when I say textile, so textile is a broader term. It could be spinning, it could be weaving, it could be ginning, it could be knitting. So we need to have so in totality, the team should comprise of the financial assessment along with the engineering side. So technically, it's a combination of mathematics and the science part, which allows a TV study to furnish in such a relevant way that the proposed promoter or the lender is asking for. So so technically, it should have a team of a good engineering experts and the financial analyst. Apart from that, sir, one thing which I can add is, sorry, I forgot. I think sometimes even in some of the TV studies, environmental clearance specialist also plays a very viable role. So when I said whether the classification is categorized as green category, A category, B category, then those environmental clearance in certain kind of projects. So when we are doing any kind of a industry specialist, like let's say solar, renewable side, so we also can bring those value addition in terms of covering intangible approvals or licenses or environmental clearance certificates in that projects. So it's a combination of these three elements.
Amit, there are two questions, rather three questions which have emerged. So Jyoti ji is asking how to get the TAV business and how to approach the bankers. So if you can throw some light on that, how you have been able to do it, or what is the right way of, getting more and more business.
Sir, I think this.
Number two.
Yeah.
So I am asking three questions. Okay, one by one we'll ask. So this is $1 million question actually. So everything revolves around this only.
Right. Sir, ideally speaking, how to source a TV study, it depends that what all market segment the relevant BD person is getting into. So ideally speaking, one should be aware about that how is the industry doing overall. Second is by definitely keeping intact the physical presence into the industry, and the moment when you step inside the bank, it's never about that do sir any business for me. So it's more about making those discussions on slightly onto the interactive levels. The day when the lending institutions or the promoter they start seeing you as more of a industry market dynamic oriented person, he would be in a situation wherein which he'll start connecting with you. The pitching part always remains, see, technically speaking, sir, there is no such rocket science. Basically, it's more about how well you are aware about the current scenario, what are the economic developments, which all industry are getting subsidy, which all industry the bankers or the lending institutions are taking call. So in that way, you have to be slightly proactive in terms of assessing. Apart from that, you should know your universe. So when I say you should know your universe, it means that you should be very well aware about this part, that how many lending institutions in totality are there, which are the critical branches. So sometimes you have to also get into those fine understanding of your self-introspective KYCs by understanding that what is the portfolio this particular lending institution is having, whether it is onto the fund-based side or non-fund-based side. After that, you also need to break down those assessment that technically speaking, that particular industry is contributing 10% to this lending institution. So in case if you come across with that kind of information that this industry is getting into expansions, there are 200 or 50 SME, MSME units which are coming into. So you can immediately start connecting with the lender and borrower. So that's how the entire ecosystem works.
So I think there are two things that Amit you emphasized, if I'm getting it right. Number one is that instead of carpet bombing, we should really objectively define, who could be the bankers from where we can get the maximum business, right? Just a
Correct, sir.
focused approach.
Correct, sir.
Number two, you should be equipped technically also besides your BD skills, right? To understand the product, to understand the industry, to understand how the economy is working, so
Right.
that you can have a meaningful dialogue with the banker.
Right.
And and obviously the confidence generates from there only, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Now one more relevant question which has come up
Yeah.
is that now since the banks are merged, right? So
Right.
larger entities are emerging
Right.
and lesser number of banks. In this scenario, how the TEV business will be impacted, number one.
Okay.
And if there are any particular industries or particular banks in the short term to get immediate business.
Okay. So to answer the first question, that how merger would impact the TV business, technically speaking, sir, this merger, now since we all know that technically there would be 6 anchoring banks which would be there in the industry. Okay. But their book size, their manpower has gone manifold by 3 times. So what we personally understand as a TV department is in coming times, we would have a lot of integrated branches. When I say integrated branches, it means that the proposal processed, sanctioned and disbursement would happen at a local levels. Over and above that, see, industry is not getting synchronized, industry is not getting merged up. The set of borrowers and the set of industry are always going to remain the same. Now it is only about the question that, for example, earlier I had an opportunity of getting into PNB, OBC and Andhra, hypothetically. Today, there is only one umbrella with PNB, but those branches are very much there. Those manpower are very much there. So now the approach in terms of whether it would get impacted in business or not, yes, for the certain time, because the reshuffling and the reconciliation would take place. But again, the banks which have already opted for M&A, they would start taking these lending decisions. I mean, just to add on to this part, sir, since we all are witnessing COVID part. So what collective feedback we have received from the industry, in coming times, the PSU banks would emerge more strongly. Because the current announcement that is given by RBI also, whether it is about deferment, whether it is about extension of moratorium, whether it is about also not downgrading the asset classifications. So on a longer horizon, the promoters and borrowers would start understanding that it's basically the PSU banks who are having that hand-holding part during the critical parts in the economy. That's why the restructuring part always takes into the bank. So possibly there could be a speed breaker element for the timing for greenfield and brownfield expansion, but certainly restructuring is something that business I personally feel should not be impacted on a larger scale.
Which industries and banks you think we should target in the short term?
Sir, again, it depends that if as an individual, if we are keeping a close eye that which all industry are getting into the stress part, which all industry are going through a turbulence in terms of irregularity of interest, and which all industries are coming up for further expansions. So technically speaking, it depends from cluster to cluster and state to state. So for example, Delhi would have a more fragmented cluster than Gujarat is. So we need to break down that approach in terms of understanding in totality that which are the major clusters, which are the sub clusters. So if you would ask me that how many clusters are there in Gujarat, I can say 37 clusters are there, but 83 sub clusters are there. So I need to understand the end product viability, which are those industries which are getting impacted more by the export, which are those industries which are only dependent on indigenous consumption. How do bankers speculate that particular industry? So it's a hand to mouth kind of a approach in terms of keeping a close watch onto the industry and also assessing the prerogative of the lenders that now future going forward, which all industry they would take funding calls.
Thank you, Amit. Amit, we also have a subscription to Project Monitor. I'm not sure whether you are aware or not.
Okay.
So wherein we are getting information about all the new projects that are coming up,
Okay.
right? So do you think that could also be the source to, understand where the economy is going, which are the sectors where new investments are coming, right?
Right, sir. Right. Correct.
Okay. So now one more question about Sonal ma'am has asked is that, what is the ratio of the business, the TEV business, which is corporate to banking, right? So what I think she is asking is that whatever mandates we have sourced,
Right.
how many have come from corporates directly and
Okay.
how many have come because banks have referred it?
Right. Right. Ma'am, to answer your question, this ratio stands anywhere between 65-35 or 70-30 in a normal scenario. Why I'm
Okay.
saying this is because the larger portion always remains onto the banking part. The moment when the banker understand that you are more connected with onto the corporate side, so there is likely a
Right.
possibility. So there is likely a possibility that he would have some kind of apprehensions in terms of allotting you next future course of TV studies. So this is a business which comes with the equation that there has to be unsaid understanding to the lenders that I'm your person, I'm from your fraternity, I'm among
Okay.
you. So
Hmm.
that message has to be given very clearly. But having said that,
And so that the bankers also don't feel, that that's a biased thing from the corporate
correct,
side.
correct,
It's
correct,
okay.
absolutely right. Because for a banker, he might be having 18 empanelment consultants, but he still believes when he says that okay, you can conduct this TV study from X, Y, or Z. So why is he shortlisting your name in those three considerations? That means there is a backlog of lot of informations or support system to the fraternity that as a TV department you have extended. So sometimes we also help bankers out of the way in terms of telling them the preliminary data bank. So for example, let's say I've conducted a TV study somewhere in 2016, and
Right.
a new banker who comes in that particular state and he wants to understand that particular industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I can still have some value addition that I can bring him on a basic or a synopsis level that okay, sir, these are the USP, these are the pros and these are cons of the industry. So ratio is something wherein the bankers have to dominate more, slightly onto the corporates, but corporates can be explored from the angle of feasibility study, marketing,
Right.
market feasibility path. So sometimes we also come across with those kind of a query that let's say I'm getting into export, I'm setting up a manufacturing unit, but I'm slightly obscure about how is the US and European markets going to act about it. So
Okay. So there we can do a feasibility study.
yeah. So does your organization has that kind of a bandwidth that Amit, you can give me a ground or a factual site reports that who are the counterparts in that particular country or in that particular cluster or in that particular state? What are the threats I'm going to witness? So it's more from the corporate side. That kind of a product can be pitched more. Jahan pe he's more concerned about that if I'm investing my 100 CR, I don't mind paying 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs for a TV study, which makes a sense that is it investing 100 CR or not. So corporates would have those kind of a requirement more.
Okay. Great. Right. So basically wanted to more understand, because when we are pitching to the corporates from the TV perspective also, so wanted to understand what is the percentage. Because I
Right.
was also on the same thought process that mostly TV ka business bank se hi aata hai hamare
Correct.
paas.
Correct.
So
Correct.
whenever a client goes to the bank for funding part of it, and since we are empaneled with them, so the work is being given directly by the bank. Just wanted a little clarity on that. Right. Thanks, Amit.
Yeah, pleasure, man.
So Jaya has asked one question about the specific industry. I think that question stands answered.
Yeah.
So if it
That's
is
correct.
not, then ma'am, again, you can raise the question. Number two, now Jyotiji has asked, can TEV-BD get us the restructuring mandate? Not only the restructuring TEV. What is the conflict and everything? Amit, if you can explain that.
Sir, when we say restructuring mandate, do we mean by in terms of designing the restructuring proposal
If I'm
Yes.
getting it right.
What I
Yes.
meant was that instead of getting only the TV part of the entire, what the BD team can help us in getting the entire restructuring advisory mandate. It means we do the work from end to end. Whenever the company which is under little bit of a stress, we take the restructuring mandate, and then we devise the entire restructuring. We get the RP4 rating, we get the restructuring proposal approved by the bank. We do the entire advisory work. Not only the portion of the TV is very, very less in the entire assignment.
Okay.
Sudarshan can explain you the entire work scope what I am talking about, whatever that we are doing. चांदी भैया आप बता सकते हैं ना?
ज्योति भैया उसके लिए सेशन अलग है, अभी उसको कंफ्यूज नहीं करते हैं.
नहीं मैं खाली बोल रहा हूँ.
नहीं आई एम आंसरिंग योर क्वेश्चन सर. आई एम ट्राइंग टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन सर.
हाँ.
So maybe Amit has not understood it correctly. But Amit, what I feel, Jyoti ji, is that this will be a conflict actually, because when we are designing the restructuring scheme, actually we are representing the client.
Correct, sir.
Right. So when we are doing the TV, then we are an independent consultant to the bank. So there is a conflict in that. Obviously, from your point of view, always restructuring scheme will be more rewarding than the TEV. So I guess if there is a strong reference that has come up from the bank to conduct the TEV, more or less the corporate would have finalized on the restructuring part of it.
So दिव्या,
हाँ
इसमें ना मेरा एक सबमिशन है. अपने जब रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग एडवाइजरी मैंडेट की बात कर रहे हैं ना, therein if we don't conduct the TV study, suppose, then there is no conflict as such, because there ought to be a one agency which need to coordinate with every agency to get things done on the same page with the promoter. तो अगर अपने टीवी स्टडी नहीं करते हैं, आपकी बात एकदम सही है कि अगर हम टीवी स्टडी करते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आ जाती है. मगर अगर सपोज हम टीवी स्टडी नहीं करते हैं तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट की कोई बात नहीं है. वहां पर रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग एडवाइजरी मैंडेट अपने को मिल सकता है.
सुदर्शन यही बोल रहे हैं हम भी.
हाँ
यही बोल रहे हैं, एग्जैक्टली सेम चीज बोल रहे हैं कि हम दोनों चीजें नहीं कर पाएंगे.
हाँ टीवी और हाँ एकदम सही बात.
करेक्ट, यही बोल रहे हैं कि दोनों चीजें नहीं कर पाएंगे. ज्योति भैया का यही आंसर कर रहा हूं मैं कि हम दोनों नहीं कर पाएंगे.
लेकिन हम भी बोल रहे हैं कि इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट, can the BD team help us? Can the Amit can help us in getting those type of bigger mandate where our scope of work is far more bigger?
Sir, उसमें there is one particular thought that technically whenever a banker gives us a call from the TV department, he always foresees and speculates that I have called up the relevant BD of a TV department to conduct a restructuring TV study. Correct? So now, for example, if we are highlighting as such the entire restructuring mandate onto the whole, wherein which the revenues could be 10 times, revenues could be on the higher side, the scope of work is more onto the larger grounds, we are getting into the IP side, we are getting onto the RP front. So,
correct.
So in that way, sir, what happens is that, see, normally in a restructuring kind of a mandate, it is appointed by the respective zonal offices. Stress asset management are basically those kind of accounts which already the conventional side of circle offices and zonal offices have already touch points. Okay. So these two things are, I think personally, that when banker gives us a call that there is a restructuring TV, now to convert that entire ecosystem that we can do more of this side, so it can relate that my ongoing futuristic business of restructuring TV might get also impacted. Because then he would start seeing me that acha, he is only interested in these kind of a big ticket size mandate. But that particular portion can definitely be explored from the stress asset management branches.
Correct.
Because in stress asset branches, sir, we don't have that kind of a footfall wherein which we talk about ongoing TV studies. We don't talk about restructuring TV studies.
We can approach the double B rated company, company which is under SMA2 category. If you can get a list of SMA1 and SMA2 clients, which can be a probable restructuring client, can be converted into later on also. आज यदि कोई client यदि SMA1, SMA2 है, यदि वो list भी यदि हमें मिल सकती है, तो फिर तो हम लोग उस client को पूरी restructuring advisory के लिए भी pitch कर सकते हैं.
Sir, correct.
Approach the company, not the bank.
करेक्ट सर, वो अप्रोच किया जा सकता है, लेकिन उसमें क्या है सर कि अभी बैंकर्स भी जो है वो थोड़े से प्रो कॉन्शियस हो गए, बिकॉज एवरीबडी अंडरस्टैंड्स के अच्छा विच आर दोज SMA रिलेटेड अकाउंट्स विच आर A+ एंड अबव अकाउंट्स, मतलब कहाँ पे हम रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग वाली सर्विसेज दे सकते हैं, कहाँ पे हम ऑन टू द सिंडिकेटिंग साइड सर्विस।
करेक्ट है।
ठीक है, तो आइडियली क्या होता है सर, ये टाइप का जो डेटा होता है वो टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग बैंक का थोड़ा क्रिटिकल पार्ट रहता है, पर हाँ whenever we step inside the branches we definitely have to keep our senses more activated. See, sometimes the lead is generated by seeing the file which is lying on the table of a banker.
वैसे भी हो सकता है, करेक्ट है सर।
ठीक है, when we step inside a stress asset management branches we see a whiteboard which has written a lot of names, so there is a meeting of COC, you know.
Correct.
So it's in case if the relationship is on that particular level, we can definitely explore that angle that sir we can be instrumental for those kind of services in future, provided if you feel like sharing some of the relevant names that you have in your kitty.
अमित यदि कंपनी का नाम भी मिल जाएगा जो कि SMA1 SMA2 खाली ऐसी just wanted to understand and to know your just to want to scratch your brain, can we get a list of the account which is under SMA1 and SMA2? खाली हमको वो list of account का नाम मिल सकता है खाली जो SMA1 SMA2 में है?
So very difficult, but ये क्योंकि इसमें क्या है सर कि SMA1 और SMA2 always remains that crucified information with the SAM-B kind of a branches.
But yes, वो तो क्रेडिट, वो तो नॉर्मल क्रेडिट डिपार्टमेंट वाले नॉर्मल ब्रांचेस में भी SMA जो कि
सर वो एक्सप्लोर किया जा सकता है, बट दैट एक्सप्लोर हैज टू गो इन सच अ वे दैट ही शुड नॉट फील
that we are getting too much into it.
Correct. It should not feel that we are here to extract that data only.
Jyoti ji, sorry to interrupt in between.
Rahul,
RBI does not permit sharing of such data.
नहीं राहुल, लोग खाली अपन को नाम बता देना, वो डेटा ना दे कोई पर्सनल लेवल पे, खाली अपन को नाम भी बता देगा राहुल। यदि SMA
अनऑफिशियली कॉन्फिडेंशियली कोई करेगा तो वो अनऑफिशियली कॉन्फिडेंशियली कोई करेगा तो वो अपने एंड पे कर सकता है, अदरवाइज कोई डेटा निकालना
पेन से लिख के ले आएगा ना।
या
इसमें मेरा एक सबमिशन है कि अपने को फॉर्मल वे में कोई डेटा नहीं देगा, मगर अगर अपने बैंक को ये रीच आउट करें कि आपको कहीं पर कोई एग्जिट करना है कोई पोर्टफोलियो से, तो we can explore and on the basis of our relationship with NBFCs and
funding and other thing
we can give you an exit. तो उस तरह से वो है ना, वो आपको
एक डेटा ले सकते हैं आप,
वो एक नहीं 4 डेटा दे देगा, मगर उससे अपने को ये समझना होगा डेटा लेने के पहले कि आप मेरे को वही अकाउंट बताइएगा जहां पर adequate security is available और कैश फ्लो टेम्परी फेनोमेनन या कोई मतलब ऐसा है कि अभी खराब है
बाद में ठीक हो जाएगा।
हाँ, मगर वो एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया के हिसाब से अगर आप डेटा लोगे तो आपको वो फ्रूटफुल होगा, मगर अगर आप ये नहीं बताओगे उसको तो वो आपको कुछ भी दे देगा, और वो चीज वो ज्यादातर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंपनी का ही डेटा देगा आपको, जो कि फंडिंग नहीं हो सकती है।
सुदर्शन, तेरी टेक्निक अच्छी है पर मुझे नहीं लगता वो लॉन्ग रन में सक्सेस हो सकती है।
भैया ये है ना, मैंने एक दो जगह मैंने
लेट मी कंप्लीट यार, पहले कंप्लीट करने दिया करके।
हाँ एकदम भैया।
आप ये बोल रहे हो कि आप बैंकर को ये बोलोगे मुझे ऐसे अकाउंट बता दे जिनसे आप पीछा छुड़ाना चाहते हो, करेक्ट है?
हाँ, जहां पर आपको एग्जिट चाहिए।
एक मिनट, हाँ वो पीछा छुड़ाना चाहते हो।
हाँ,
तो अब क्या होगा कि तुमने उससे वो अकाउंट पूछे हैं जिससे वो पीछा छुड़ाना चाहते हैं। पहली बात तो वो सबसे खराब वाले अकाउंट देगा जिसके अंदर वो फ्यूचर में रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग भी करना शायद नहीं चाहेगा। पहली बात, शायद वो रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग करना नहीं चाहेगा उन अकाउंट्स के साथ।
बैंकर कभी नहीं चाहता है रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग करना,
करेक्ट है। दूसरी बात ये है कि जब तुम उससे पूछोगे कि मुझे ऐसे अकाउंट बता दे जिससे पीछा छुड़ाना चाहते हो और वो तुमसे शेयर करता है मान लीजिए, और अल्टीमेटली तुम फिर उसके बाद रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग का प्रपोजल लेके चले जाते हो, it will be really bad actually. This is what I personally feel.
Sir, can I add one more thing here?
Please Amit, please.
Sir, I have a counter submission to what Sudarshan said. See, Sudarshan, when we step inside the bank, the banker feels that he is my person. Correct?
Correct. एकदम सही बात बोली।
And that relationship has grown over a period of years because he feels कि मैं इसके साथ वो सारी चीजें share कर सकता हूँ because he would keep those information confined to his level. Okay?
एकदम।
तो technically क्या होता है, the moment when you start probing about, because nowadays even bankers they understand this entire ecosystem. See, there was a flare when Dena Bank, which was one of the most geographically strong present bank in Gujarat, which got merged up, which went in PCA. So a lot of people started highlighting कि देना बैंक के ऐसे कौन से accounts है जिसको हम निकाल सकते हैं वहां से, ठीक है? तो इस टाइप की इंफॉर्मेशन आप अगर बैंक को छेड़ेंगे भी ना तो शायद it can backfire कि why you are asking this?
Because we are going
सुदर्शन
to
मिसयूज नहीं कर सकते उस इंफॉर्मेशन का.
भैया
देखिए
मिसयूज नहीं कर रहे हैं मैं.
नहीं what Amit is saying, don't play smart with the banker.
भैया स्मार्ट की कोई बात नहीं है, मैं तो कंपनी को रिवाइव करा रहा हूँ, सॉल्यूशन ओरिएंटेड काम कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं कर रहा सुदर्शन, इसको ऑफलाइन डिस्कस कर लेंगे, मेरे ख्याल लार्जर ऑडियंस का टॉपिक भी
नहीं है. सर आई थिंक उसका बेटर अप्रोच ये है कि अगर बैंक में से कभी भी ऐसा पता भी चलता है, लेट्स से एक्स कंपनी इज गेटिंग इनटू दैट, द बेटर टच पॉइंट इज कि इंस्टेड ऑफ गेटिंग probing with the bankers, you should approach the corporate first.
अच्छा ज्योति भैया, सॉरी
सुधीर भैया,
नहीं आप ही के नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे जा रहा था, सॉरी. अगर इस पे आप सेटिस्फाइड नहीं हो तो आगे बात करें, नहीं तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलें भैया. टाइम भी कम है.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सॉरी.
ज्योति भैया का नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट वी कैन डू मोर टू इंक्रीज आवर रेपुटेशन इन द आईज ऑफ द बैंकर. दिस इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एक्चुअली, राइट? So what should be done to increase the reputation? अभी जो पीछे वाली बात करी है उसका इससे कोई लेना देना नहीं, दोनों अलग अलग चीजें हैं.
Sir, I think in that horizon, he should always see you as a value seeker person or a solution seeker kind of a person. So technically speaking, the reputation comes into the particular service industry that who's sitting across the table. So what I'm trying to say here is that there are a lot of competitors into the industry. One, how do you discriminate yourself by providing your value added services over the platter to the fraternity? So the moment when he starts understanding that, okay, these people are having a site visit and management discussion, and post that they are keeping us into the loop. They are giving that small basic extra things which possibly a multinational company consultant is not able to give me. So when you are keeping engaged in those kind of a small conversations and dialogues to the bankers, he feels, and even in a greenfield or let's say, sir, even the vanilla project for a TV consultant remains a real estate one, whether it's a commercial or whether it's a residential. So when we start the mandate, the first question we get into in terms of asking the fraternities that, sir, you want us to take care of any other extra element apart from doing our generic scope of work. So he feels that, okay, you are getting connected with that particular project. Then after that, what one can do is we also keep on sharing some of the primary survey reports, site visit observations. तो ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीजें जो ऑफरिंग्स में होती है सर, वो कनेक्ट करती है एंड दैट डिस्क्रिमिनेट्स यू फ्रॉम द कॉम्पिटिशंस, एंड फ्रॉम देयर ऑनवर्ड्स योर रेप्यूटेशन, द वे द बैंकर स्टार्ट परसीविंग यू completely changes. This is my submission.
Anybody has any other question? Amit, would you like to conclude with something which you want to say to the larger audience and conclude?
To conclude the same, sir, because we spoke about TV and allied services in particularly. The fraternity along with the industry updates.
Thank you so much, Amit.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now we have some time left, right, for which we have reserved for government advisory. So I'll ask Sagar to take over and brief us about government advisory division, what we have been doing, what we are doing, and what we plan to do. In a brief, if you can summarize that, and see if there could be some help from the other divisions also.
Sure, sir. So, guys, I'll not take much time since we have less time now. As being a government advisory team, and we are working on. You have to understand first that there are two type of consultancies. One is financial, one is technical. As of now, as government advisory, we are doing financial consultancy, and we provide these consultancy in terms of transaction advisory services, in terms of financial planners, you can say, to all the infrastructure and infrastructure projects and ULBs, and all the government clients, you can say. Uh, as of now, we have done almost, we have done so many transaction advisory projects for Government of India. We are doing disinvestment projects for GOI and two disinvestment projects for Punjab government. Apart from that, we are doing some financial appraisal projects also for NTPC, IOCL, these kind of PSUs. And since this industry is very vast, we just don't want to restrict ourselves to doing this transaction advisory and financial advisory only. We want to enter into technical side also, where the DPR, detailed project report consultants, project management consultants, authority engineer, independent engineer consultants, that kind of things also we want to do. And majorly our clients are all the urban local bodies, municipalities, PHEDs, and Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, that kind of clients we have. And if any of you know anyone from the bureaucracy and ministry, or any IAS who is taking care of any department in this field, so that'll be better if you guys can share those contact numbers, so that we can go and pitch in. Or if you guys can carry this will be a little out of your scope, I understand, but what I feel is, when we want to enter into this technical side also, uh, this is very because it's little bit tricky. We are lacking in few things, where this all the government projects require some eligibility to get enter. They all the projects which we do, it comes through tender only. There is no such thing where we can get the job directly from any government department. So in this, only the contacts which you guys can share, or we have, that can help us in in getting the knowledge about the projects which departments are planning to come up with. What I feel is, your
मम्मी को बता देना कि ब्राह्मण
रेखा जी म्यूट कर लीजिए.
If you What I feel is, the financial studies and whatever the reports come to all of you, where you guys can share to us that how much funding can be is being provided to any state department, any by central government. So in any if it is there for any particular infrastructure project or any building project, so that can be very helpful to us. apart from that, this technical side, we need to know few consultants, if who do all these DPRs and PMC jobs. And I'll tell you why PMC or any technical consultancy is important before any construction project or anything being taken up by any contractor or EPC contractor. We help them to choose client a right contractor. Right contractor, what I mean to say is uh, a proper construction plan, a potential of him, that how he can the hiring cost, and how he can handle the job, how fast he can deliver the project, proper scheduling. That's what we propose to any one when we are hiring any contractor on behalf of Government of India. A proper scheduling, then minimizing design errors. That is basically it's hardcore technical side, why these technical consultants are required. So
Okay, Sagar, just I'm really sorry I'm breaking in. So I think we should first explain the life cycle of the project, right? So they will be understanding it better. What you are telling is right. But if you can, throw light on the life cycle of the project, starting from envisaging of a project, then what are the steps till completion? So that they will understand what is PMC, what is DPR, what is a design consultant, what is an authority engineer. All these terms will be clear only then.
Okay. So as Sudhir sir mentioned, why these like how these tenders and how everything works. Once any government department is planning to come up with some project, they'll be needing a consultant to work on behalf of them. Now, what the thing is, they have to float a notification that is called notice inviting tender. This should be that always come on the on their particular websites or any newspaper. So from there we get the leads also, and then we have to read the whole tender document. That's called request for proposal or anything. The EOI or request for proposal, you can say. In that, there are certain conditions where we need to meet all the criterias. Then only we'll be able to participate in that tender. Now the tenders are different. That can be for detailed project reports. That can be for hiring of project management consultants. It can be for authority engineer or independent engineer for any construction project. In PMC, we only do this since we only do this transaction advisory and financial financial advisory works, but for this PMCs and DPRs, we need to have a proper you can say joint venture partner or something to bid with. We are working on so many projects right now where we are entering with our JV partners, but Sir, actually, it is a little. I'm thinking how to make them understand what are major what we want from like other
No,
our
no,
other
Sagar,
team
you don't have
members.
to concentrate on what you want from others. You just have to explain, what we are doing and what are the areas that we are planning to enter, right? So as Sagar said, एक प्रोजेक्ट है, जैसे जैसे गवर्नमेंट ने एनविसाज किया कि भाई एक सड़क बनाते हैं या एक शॉपिंग मॉल बनाते हैं, तो इट स्टार्ट्स विद द बेसिक फ्रेमवर्क डिजाइनिंग, कि उससे स्टार्ट होता है. जनरली आर्किटेक्ट्स का रोल होता है, वो डिजाइन करते हैं. तो वो वाला काम भी हम करना चाहते हैं. उसके बाद एक डिटेल फिजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट या डीपीआर बनती है, हम वो भी करना चाहते हैं. इन सब के अंदर टेक्निकल पार्ट इन्वॉल्व होता है. उसके बाद उसकी फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग होती है, वो हम करते हैं. उसके बाद एक कॉन्ट्रैक्टर अपॉइंट होता है या पीपीपी प्लेयर अपॉइंट होता है, या उसको किस मोड पे लेके जाना है, ईपीसी पे करना है, पीपीपी पे करना है, बॉट पे करना है, किस पे करना है, वो एक उसका एनालिसिस होता है, वो भी हम करते हैं. फिर उसके बाद उसको अपॉइंट करने के लिए एक प्रोसेस को रन करना होता है, वो भी हम करते हैं. उसके बाद उसके साथ एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एग्रीमेंट साइन करना होता है, वो भी हम करते हैं. उसके बाद जब वो प्रोजेक्ट जब बनना शुरू होता है, जब कॉन्ट्रैक्टर अपॉइंट हो जाता है, तो वो एज पर जो टेंडर टर्म्स हैं उसके हिसाब से वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर उसको कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है, उसके लिए कंसल्टेंट अपॉइंट्स होते हैं, पीएमसी होता है, वो हम करना चाहते हैं. तो प्री अवार्ड और पोस्ट अवार्ड की बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज हैं जहां पे गैप्स हैं जो हम नहीं कर सकते, नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि हमारे पास टेक्निकल स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है. उसमें हमारे को मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, सिविल इंजीनियर, इलेक्ट्रिक इंजीनियर, road experts, traffic experts, railway signal experts, so many experts are required to do that job, depending on किस इंडस्ट्री का है या किसका नहीं है. तो अब हमारे लिए क्या चीजें क्रिटिकल हो जाती हैं? हमारे लिए दो चीजें क्रिटिकल हो जाती हैं उसको करने के लिए. वन इज दैट वी शुड हैव टाई अप्स विद द टेक्निकल कंसल्टेंट्स, ताकि उनके साथ हम जॉइंटली बिड कर सकें या एसोसिएशन में बिड कर सकें. नंबर 2, हमारे पास कुछ सीवीज होने चाहिए, हमारे पास ऐसी मैन पावर होनी चाहिए. अब हम रोल्स पे तो रख नहीं सकते उनको. रोल्स पे अगर रखेंगे, प्रोजेक्ट तो 6 महीने बाद आएगा, 1 साल बाद आएगा, हमें मालूम नहीं है, पर कॉस्ट तो आज से इंकर होगी. तो व्हाट वी डू इज हम प्रोजेक्ट बेसिस पे लोगों को ढूंढते हैं. तो बहुत से लोग हैं जो प्रोजेक्ट बेसिस पे काम करते हैं. नाउ दिस वन पॉइंट व्हिच आई वांटेड टू डिस्कस हियर इज द एम्पैनलमेंट ऑफ कंसल्टेंट्स. अभी क्या है कि टीवी के पास भी कुछ कंसल्टेंट्स का लिस्ट है जो टेक्निकल कंसल्टेंट्स हैं डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज के. तो मेरा आइडिया ये, कुछ टीवी के पास है, कुछ इंसॉल्वेंसी डिवीजन के पास भी है टेक्निकल लोगों का सीवी बैंक, कुछ गवर्नमेंट एडवाइजरी के पास भी है. तो इन तीनों डिवीजन का एक सेंट्रल डेटाबेस बनाना है जिससे कि तीनों ही डिवीजन को फायदा होगा. कल को टीवी के लिए आपको कोई चाहिए एक्सपर्ट, मिल जाएगा सेंट्रल डेटाबेस से. कल को इंसॉल्वेंसी में किसी प्रोजेक्ट में बिड करना है, हमारे को टेक्निकल स्ट्रेंथ शोकेस करनी है, सीवी मिल जाएगा. कल को किसी पर्टिकुलर प्लांट को इंसॉल्वेंसी डिवीजन में रन करना है जिसके लिए टेक्निकल आदमी चाहिए, वो भी मिल जाएगा. तो एक सेंट्रल डेटाबेस बनाना है सीवीज का, तो उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में अभी सागर की लगा रहा हूं. तो सिमिलरली एक आदमी मुझे इंसॉल्वेंसी से चाहिए, तो सुदर्शन आप नाम बताएं, इंसॉल्वेंसी से कौन होगा वो? सुदर्शन छोड़ के चला गया क्या?
आयुष.
ओके, आयुष. तो सागर आप आयुष से कनेक्ट करेंगे इंसॉल्वेंसी के लिए. अब आप प्लीज मुझे एक टीवी से बताएं कौन होगा. प्रदीप सर, प्रदीप सर हैं क्या लाइन पे? पुष्मिता जी.
हाँ सर.
मैम आपके डिवीजन से कौन होगा जिससे वो कोऑर्डिनेट कर सकता है? खाली सीवीज ही लेने हैं, काम सारा सागर ही करेगा.
सर फिर मेरा नाम ही ले लीजिए.
ठीक है, पुष्मिता जी. ठीक है सागर. और इसके अलावा कोई और भी कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहता है तो प्लीज कंट्रीब्यूट कर दे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मोस्ट वेलकम. एक चीज तो ये हो गई. अभी मैं क्वेश्चन आंसर पे आता हूँ. जो कुछ
हेलो भैया.
हाँ प्लीज.
ये कैलकाटा में सुजॉय को लगा दो, सुजॉय के पास भी बहुत सारी सीवीज आती है.
वेरी गुड. सुजॉय को ऐड कीजिए.
Okay, sir.
अच्छा, सुनील जी ने पूछा है, सागर, कैन वी एक्ट एज लेंडर्स, इंडिपेंडेंट फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट? सुनील जी, मुझे क्वेश्चन शायद समझ नहीं आया.
Lenders.
Sir, like lenders independent engineer, in some of the projects, large projects, the lenders also appoint financial advisors which actually do sort of transaction audit of all the transactions that have been carried out during a particular period. For example, monthly basis or quarterly basis, a report has to be given.
कैश फ्लो मॉनिटरिंग कह रहे हो आप?
Sort of, whether the funds have been properly utilized, whatever lending has been done during the period that have been properly utilized, whether there is any diversion of funds or etc. which has happened during the reporting period. This type of report is to be developed by for each of the projects by this lenders financial advisors. LFAs are normally they are called as LFAs.
हाँ, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं सर, एब्सोल्युटली. और हम लोग 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए ऑलरेडी ये काम कर रहे हैं.
Because
क्रेडिट मॉनिटरिंग डिवीजन है जो हमारी
जी,
ये उनके अंदर, इट फॉल्स अंडर दैट डोमेन ओनली.
सर, बिकॉज
ऐसा कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी होने से आप जरूर बताइएगा सर.
Sir, that's why I was just asking, because the RECs and PFCs go for this type of exercise or activity. So I can try to touch base with some of the people there.
आप प्लीज कर लीजिए उनसे बात, और जरूरत पड़ती है तो मेरा बात करा दीजिएगा, जैसे भी है.
Sure, sir.
We'll surely take up this.
Sure, sir.
Ashim, you say what you want to say, why you are writing.
Yeah, no sir, but Sara, so you have explained it very nicely, what are the steps involved. So that is where we are lacking is mainly in the credentials. So if anybody who knows people working in the same infrastructure industry or consulting industry, then they can help us connect with them. That is the main thing. And because we have the financial capability, we have been doing that, but technical capability we have not done much previously, which we want to develop, and that is where all of them can help us. And if you have any news regarding investment in infrastructure sector, specific news, यहाँ पे ये प्रोजेक्ट आ रहे हैं, यहाँ पे इसका ये कोई बैंक इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है या गवर्नमेंट इज इन्वेस्टिंग, then please share that news also. Then we can deep dive into that and see if there is an opportunity for us.
Ashim, you get in touch with Sonal and take. We have subscription of Project Monitor.
Yes.
Okay.
So all the projects, they are mentioned there, be it government or private, everything is there. So we have that subscription. Make use of that, please.
Done. I will share the details with Ashwin.
Sir, Sonal ji, can that project monitor subscription can be shared with us also?
Yeah. It's only one login that we have, and everybody has been using that only. So I'll share that with you. You can use it as such.
मैम, जो एक्सेल आता है ना आपके पास, मंथली देते हैं, कैसे देते हैं मुझे नहीं पता. पहले मंथली दिया करते थे. और एक टोटल दिया जाता है. वो एक्सेल तो आप शेयर कर लीजिए सुदर्शन से, आशिम से, सुप्रिया से. सुदर्शन, आशिम एंड सुप्रिया.
ठीक है जी.
और पुष्पमिता जी.
हाँ,
ठीक है जी.
सुदर्शन, आशिम, सुप्रिया, पुष्पमिता जी, वो एक्सेल आप शेयर कर लीजिए.
डन.
उसके बाद लॉगिन आईडी का आप देख लीजिएगा, जिसको जब जरूरत हो कैसे करना है वो आपस में एक बार सिंक कर लें.
डन सर, वो मैं बात कर लेती हूँ. आई स्पीक टू द टीम.
और मंथली वो भेजते होंगे न्यू प्रोजेक्ट्स का, तो वो आप शेयर करें.
सर मंथली नहीं आता है. दे सेंड 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट्स ऑन अ वीकली बेसिस. तो वो मेलर्स मेरे पास
वीकली आप शेयर कर लें.
वो शेयर करना शुरू
आप उनको बोलें और 5 या 6 ईमेल आईडी आप ऐड करा दें, वो सबको भेज देंगे.
ठीक है, डन सर.
आप उनसे बात करके 6-7 ईमेल आईडी 8-10
सर हमने लॉगिन अभी सिर्फ एक का पे किया.
कोई बात नहीं मैम, वो आपको ईमेल जरूर आपको भेज देंगे. 101%.
मैं एक बार बात कर लेती हूँ.
नहीं तो आप ऐसा करें, लोकेश से बात कर लें, वो ऑटो फॉरवर्ड लगा देगा 8-10 जगह.
बात कर लेती हूँ.
इट इज वेरी इजी एक्चुअली, ताकि वो आपको बार-बार नहीं भेजना पड़ेगा. आई जस्ट वांट टू मेक योर लाइफ सिंपल.
डन सर, मैं कोऑर्डिनेट करके आई विल सॉर्ट इट आउट.
सुधीर जी लोहिया.
बताइए।
हेलो, हाँ,
बताइए सर।
एक मेरा सजेशन था सर, जब आपने किसी टेंडर पे काम कर रहे हो तो जनरली पिछली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में भी क्या करते थे कि टेंडर पे काम चल रहा है तो समटाइम्स इवन ऑल इंडिया एक मेल भेज देते थे कि भाई हम इस टेंडर पे काम कर रहे हैं, ये 5 तरह की एक्सपर्टीज हम लोग खोज रहे हैं, आपकी नजर में कहीं भी कोई जान पहचान वाला हो तो प्लीज शेयर द सीवी। उसमें क्या होता है ना कि यू गेट वेरी रेलेवेंट रिस्पॉन्स एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम।
पवन जी, इसमें मेरी 2 राय हैं। इसमें मतलब इट्स नॉट दैट इजी दैट यू थिंक, राइट? और अगर मुझे किसी पर्टिकुलर सीवी का रिक्वायरमेंट होगा तो वो मैं सेलेक्ट ग्रुप में शेयर कर सकता हूँ, मैं पूरे आरआईएल में नहीं कर सकता हूँ।
नहीं, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ आप पूरे आरआईएल में भेजिए, दैट्स योर कॉल व्हिच यू थिंक इज द रेलेवेंट। व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज कि एक तो अपने सीवी सिलेक्ट करके रख रहे हैं जो अभी अपने कर रहे हैं,
जी जी,
एक आप उस समय पे अगर मांगेंगे तो हो सकता है आपको कोई ना कोई बहुत अच्छी रेलेवेंट
करेक्ट है। तो एक हम सेलेक्ट लिस्ट बना लेंगे। सांगर, यू डिस्कस विद मी,
यस यस,
आई विल टेल यू व्हाट आर द हु कुड बी द पीपल इन दैट सेलेक्ट लिस्ट।
श्योर,
ठीक है। ये 11 बजे का 1 बजे का बोला था इसने नवीन?
नहीं 11 बजे ही थी सर।
ओ 11 बजे,
1 बजे असीम की है।
अच्छा
से एक बार
सर कंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा
ले
सर।
सकते हैं।
सर 1 मिनट में कंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा। ज्योति भैया प्लीज।
इसीलिए बोल रहा है, वी
11
कैन
बजे
टेक
कॉल।
इट अगेन इफ यू हैव टाइम।
सर हम कल के सेशन में फिर से एक बार इसको टच बेस कर लेंगे सर।
हाँ, गवर्नमेंट एडवाइजरी ठीक से
कल
हो
के
नहीं पाया
सेशन में
मेरे
फिर
को
से
पता
टच कर लेंगे सर।
हाँ हाँ,
डन है भैया।
ठीक है सर।
Okay, thank you so much.
Right.
I'm leaving in a
Thank
hurry
you so
actually. Sorry.
much.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a great
Yes,
session.
sir, absolutely delight.
Thank
Amit
you.
Parekh,
Thank
you
you,
were talking
Amit.
today.
Absolutely. A very good job done. Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, team. Thanks for coming in the early morning. Thank you.